You replace every drop of water in your body with heavy water, every cell, every tear, every drop of sweat. The transition is instantaneous, nothing feels different. The water looks the same, it tastes the same, but the fundamental physics of your biology just changed. Heavy water contains deuterium. This is a hydrogen isotope with an extra neutron. It is 10% heavier than normal water. The liquid is slightly more viscous. A glass of it feels subtly denser. Your blood becomes a thick, heavy slurry. The heart works a bit harder now to push this heavy fluid through the veins. Everything seems fine. For now, the invisible clock of molecular kinetics begins to slow down. Hydrogen bonds are the glue of life. Deuterium is heavier, making these bonds stronger and stiffer. This creates the kinetic isotope effect. Chemical reactions rely on bonds breaking and forming at specific speeds. Heavy water slows these reactions down. Enzymes, the biological machines of the body, begin to stutter. They can't reach the transition state quickly enough. Metabolic pathways clog up. Your mitochondria struggle to produce energy because the protons are too fat to move efficiently. The machinery of life is still running, but the entire system is running in slow motion. Every single chemical reaction in your body is now lagging by a fraction of a millisecond. It sounds trivial. In reality, it is catastrophic. To an outside observer, you look normal. You might feel slightly lethargic. You are essentially a human-shaped slow-motion chemical disaster. You decide to take a nap. This is a mistake. Your body cannot handle the metabolic backlog. The system is failing. The real horror starts at the cellular level. Mitosis is the process of cell division. It requires precise timing and rapid restructuring of the mitotic spindle. Deuterium ruins this timing. The heavy bonds refuse to break on schedule. Chromosomes fail to separate. The spindle fibers snap or lag. Cells attempt to divide but get stuck halfway. This is not a clean death. It is a systemic cellular jam. Your skin cannot regenerate. Your gut lining begins to slough off because the new cells aren't arriving. Your bone marrow stops producing white blood cells. The immune system vanishes. The body is no longer a living organism. It is a collection of stalled chemical reactions. You are now a biological statue, frozen in a state of permanent microscopic gridlock. The heavy water has locked the doors to life. Every single cell is a broken machine. Water isn't just a filler, it is a reactant. In the brain, neurotransmitters rely on precise proton transfers to send signals. Heavy water turns these signals into a sluggish mess. Synapses fire with a frustrating lag. Thoughts become thick, muddy, and slow. The brain is trying to process complex information using a medium that is simply too heavy for the job. Meanwhile, the proteins in your muscles begin to misfold. The added mass of deuterium shifts the delicate balance of hydrophobic and hydrophilic interactions. Proteins collapse into useless, tangled clumps. The structural integrity of your organs begins to soften and fail. Your lungs lose the ability to exchange gas because the alveolar membranes are too stiff to flex. Every breath becomes a heavy, exhausting chore. The oxygen can't cross the barrier. The carbon dioxide builds up in the blood. The blood pH drops sharply. Your internal chemistry is turning into an acidic, heavy sludge. The laws of physics are simply reclaiming the atoms. The biological machine is grinding to a halt. Total system collapse is now inevitable. The heavy water has replaced the light water in every protein and lipid. The cell membranes become rigid. They shatter like glass under the slightest pressure. Internal organs begin to leak. Because the water is denser, the fluid dynamics of the body shift. Gravity pulls harder on the heavy water-saturated tissues. Your skin starts to sag with an unnatural heavy weight. The fluid in your eyes becomes too dense for the lens to focus. The world blurs into a gray haze. Your heart, now pumping a liquid that feels like thin syrup, finally gives out. The muscle fibers are too stiff to contract. One last sluggish, agonizing beat, then silence. The body doesn't decompose normally. The bacteria that usually eat a corpse also rely on light water. They find the heavy water-soaked tissues toxic. The decomposition process slows to a crawl. You don't rot, you just sit there. A dense, heavy, biologically inert monument to a bad beverage choice. The deuterium atoms are happy. They are finally stable. You have become the world's most expensive, human-sized paperweight. A heavy, silent lump of organic matter that refuses to return to the earth. The soil cannot even absorb you. So can you survive on heavy water? No. Replacing 25% of your body water with deuterium is enough to kill you. You didn't just drink a different kind of water. You changed the fundamental clock speed of your own chemistry. You turned your biological operating system into a legacy version that is no longer supported by the laws of physics. You are a chemical error, a biological typo written in the heaviest ink possible. However, there is a silver lining. Because your body is now significantly denser than a normal human, your life insurance company classifies you as a mineral deposit. They refuse to pay the death benefit. They claim you are now technically a rock. Want to see more ways to accidentally delete your own biology? Subscribe to the What If Club. We have plenty of terrible ideas left to explore.